So today I thought I'd tell you how I was able to purchase a motorized bicycle or motorbike or motorized bike. So I actually I went on a mission for 2 years right after high school. Went to Idaho. It was the best thing I ever did. So came home from Idaho. I had no car. Moved back in with my parents. It was kind of a weird deal. I felt like I was 18 again, but I wasn't. I was 21. My little brother's driving the car I used to drive, so I got no car. My parents let me use our family's giant van, the Pickle, what we call it. It's like one of those big white rapist vans, but it's green, so it's called the Pickle. So I drove the Pickle around. It got terrible mileage. My dad had this broken moped in our garage. It was in there forever. It kind of ran. If you would spray like a gallon of starting fluid on the intake and then connect it to a car battery and jump it and hold down the starter button for about 45 seconds, it would maybe start if it was warm. But I was determined to get this thing running. So I basically fixed everything you can fix on a moped, and it didn't fix it. I replaced like everything you can replace. I cleaned out the carburetor. I did all this work to it, and I spent so much time on it. If you follow my little brother's YouTube channel, you probably remember seeing me working on that thing for like 2 or 3 months straight, I think. Every day he came home from school, I was wrenching on that thing, trying to get it to go, and I just could not. Finally, the last thing I did, I adjusted the valves, and that just totally fixed it. Nothing else was wrong with it. I just needed to adjust the valves. So I adjust the valves, and then I started riding it every day. But at this point, I knew how to replace anything on a moped. A few months later, the giant van, the Pickle, I take it out to Utah to come snowboard. I brought a TV, my Xbox, and a snowboard, and I moved to Utah. I had nowhere to stay. I lived in my van for about 2 months, slept in the Walmart parking lot. Hey, doggy! Slept in the Walmart parking lot in Park City every night. It was a blast. Hey, buddy! Is that a husky? Dang. It's a pretty dog. I actually worked at Park City for a time too. And then the snow started melting. So I didn't want to get a job. Who wants to work for anyone? I don't. Just kidding. I like my job. So I hop on KSL, which is like the Utah equivalent of Craigslist. I couldn't afford a real bike. So I found a moped for $140. And it was bright yellow and had BMW badges on it, and it was sick. It was fun as crap. It would run one day, and then the next day it just wouldn't even start. So I actually said a prayer. I asked Heavenly Father if He would just help me figure out what was wrong with it, because I'd tried everything I needed to do, and I needed to pay rent soon, so I really needed to get that thing running so I could sell it. That day, same day as I prayed, I like walked outside and I just noticed there was a wire that was what's the word? Oh my gosh. There was a corroded wire. So I cut it off, clipped it, and just soldered a new wire in there, and then it started every time. It ran like a champ, and it was actually really fast for a moped. It was probably one of the fastest mopeds. Probably one of the fastest mopeds I've ever ridden. But I rode it around a lot. Everyone made fun of me because I was on a moped. I didn't have like a motorcycle helmet. I had like a dirt bike helmet. I looked like this dual sport rider on a bright yellow BMW moped. And I looked like a fool, but I did not care because it was a blast. I'd rather be on a moped than in any of these cars. So I fixed that moped. I sold it for a lot more than I bought it for because it was running now. And I did the same thing with about I think there was 4 or 5 mopeds. Let's see, there was the yellow one, then I had a black one, I had a little blue one from like straight out of a garbage can. There was a tree growing inside of it, but I still got it running. And then there was a black one and a red one, and then a blue 250 that my roommate actually bought, Logan. He bought it, and we kind of worked on it together. Sold all these mopeds. Eventually I got a 1982 Yamaha Virago or whatever. I don't know how to say it. It's some Italian word or something, but I had that thing and it was a 750. I got it for $150. It didn't run. It had no carburetor, no gas tank. Basically, I bought a carburetor, bought a gas tank. I had to, ooh, sick bike, bro. I had to do a lot of work to it to get it to run, but I got it running. That thing was actually pretty fun to ride. I was a little too tall for it actually though, but I sold it to some guy who wanted to build it into a cafe racer. I hope he did. I hope it looks sick now, but I don't know. Yeah, so I used some of that money and then some of the money I'd also earned from work to buy this little thing, this little GS500, and it's been a blast. I'm starting to outgrow it already. I'm actually probably gonna sell it this Monday, but it's been a good bike. I like this thing a lot. It feels nice. My knees don't really fit in the knee holes, as you can see. It's a great bike. I like it. I'll maybe buy another one someday when I'm rich and just have a collection. I want one of these in there. This bike just looks sick, even though it's not as quick as like a Ninja or a Gixxer. But that's it. Thanks for watching.